Are you ready, Bella? Let's go, Bella. Let's go, Bella. Let's go, Bella. Let's go, Bella. Let's go. I know. Come on, Bella. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the farm. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous July morning. It's July 3rd today. Look at this sunrise. It is just beautiful this morning. A little humid, but just beautiful. It's about 70 degrees. And we are out here in our big pasture, and every Monday morning what do? It is we move our mobile chicken coop, aka egg mobile. We built this coop this last winter on a very old hay wagon frame. Coop is about 8 feet wide and 16 feet long, and houses right now between 200 and 200 laying hens. Reason why we opt out to use this coop is it completely eliminates any need for cleanup, especially with having so many chickens. All the cleanup is done automatically with hens pooping right on the ground and manure just dropping right on the ground. So a little bit about this chicken area that we have right here right now. We're using Premier One poultry netting. We're using 2 rolls of the fencing that are 185 feet long, I'm gonna say. So it makes 165 feet long. So it gives us area approximately about 80 by 80, which is about 6,500 square feet for these hens for 1 week, which is really great for amount of hens that we have. First thing that we do, we remove the fencing, 3 sides, everything except that side. Depending on which side we're moving, if we're moving down this way, we would keep this side on. If we're moving that way, as we are, we're gonna keep that long side on. So you don't have to move all 4 sides in order to move the hens. Moving is fairly easy. Each corner we brace with a landscaping staple and a string. Helps to keep the fence tight. When you buy the fencing, it is slightly more expensive to buy double stake like this, but this makes putting the fence on so much easier because you can just stand up and do this, and there it goes into the ground, versus if there was only 1 stake, you have to force it. You have no leverage to force it into the ground. So first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the fencing and start building the fence on the other side. So on this shorter side, only 1 side gets removed, and we build the next fenced in area right off of this. This goes a little bit faster with Kevin and I working, so he would go behind me and just put the stakes in. But for this purpose, we're gonna do it solo. So first you want to stretch the fencing. And then go back and put the stakes in. Luckily ground is wet. We had quite a bit of rain last couple of days, so stakes should go in quite easy. With this fencing, gotta make sure that your bottom wire stays tight, so you pull it every time right before you stake it in, you pull it with your foot and just push it in. Top portion will get tightened with those corner braces. A lot of people ask us about predator pressure, about how come hens don't fly over it, and sometimes they do. But everything that they need It's inside this pen. Their housing, feed, water, and the rest of their friends. So everybody stays in most of the time. So as far as the predators go, most of the predators will attack at night. And as you can see, hens are fully protected at night and they're cooped. During the day, we may get hawk attacks, but we keep quite a few roosters with our hens. We have 5 or 6 right now, and they take care of that. As soon as they see a hawk flying by, they warn the hens and everybody hides. So that takes care of that issue. So we don't really have any issues with the predators right now. Time to get the other side and close this in. So let's get to that. As you can see, we got 95 of the fencing already done. Everything moves fairly quickly. We left that gap, that's the gap which way we're gonna bring the coop in. Now what's left to do is to collect all the waterers, feeders, and just move them over to the other side. You can come in closer, you can see right underneath the coop. So hens become very destructive. The longer they stay in one spot, they become very destructive. So you can see for their dust bathing, they will start digging the holes. The longer you keep them, these holes are going to get bigger. So they can really be destructive to your pastures. So that's why you have to move them, because these holes can get quite deep at the time. You can really hear them. They're really excited. They know what's going on, so they're really excited for the new move. Everybody's waiting. But underneath, as you can see, all the manure just falls through the cracks. Our floor is designed with 1.5 inch gap in the boards that allows the manure to fall through onto the ground and minimizes the need for cleaning the coop. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move the lattice, feeders, waterers, and a feed cart over, and then bring the tractor, hook the trailer, and get the hens over as well. Good. Good. So we got the Eggmobile in its new location. Fences all the way in and secured. Next thing to do is to refill their waterers. We have a 300-foot hose that we get from our water hydrant. We refill these in the morning, in the evening. Things to keep an eye on, how your sun is facing. So our east is right here, so our west is on that side. So this is kind of a harsh sun area on this side. So we try to keep the waterers in somewhat shaded area. Next thing to do is to get the feed out. It's much easier to refill the feeders without chickens trying to get to the feed. We are using 17% layer mash from local Amish feed mill. It's been working great for us. This feed cart that we built on top of the gorilla cart with extended walls can store up to 600 pounds of feed, but we usually store about 500 pounds, and those 500 pounds will last us about 9 or 10 days. So for 220 hens, you need about 500 pounds of feed for every 10 days. And then you say egg prices are too expensive. No, they're not. Chickens are super excited to get out. This ladders that we build can support us so we can climb up. On the rainy and windy days, we only opening this portion here. When it's nice and clear, we open the entire door. You guys ready for these? They are gonna be flying out. So here they come. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, rough landing. Feed has been located. Everybody beelines for the feed. Smart ones start foraging right away because there's fresh large grasshoppers right here. Typically July and August is a grasshopper season for us, and that is additional protein for our chickens. So let's take a peek inside the Eggmobile. As I mentioned before, there's gaps in the floorboards, about 1.5 inches. See how high traffic area, all manure just gets knocked off. In the less traffic area, it starts to build up, but never gets too high. Never gets too high because they start knocking it off. It dries out quickly. That's why the ventilation is so important. Up top, along the roof line, we have hardware cloth, so air flows freely. Same thing on this side, right above the door here. We have 14, right? 2, 4, 16, no, 16 roosting bars that are made out of bamboo. Majority of them actually use them. Some of them still sleep on the boards on the floor. Not much, very simple design. Chickens don't care if it's pretty. Chickens care that it's functional for them. But hens are getting busy. We have one more step to do that we like to do every other move, is to replace the bedding in their nesting boxes. So from this side Eggmobile, we get access to our nesting boxes. So that way we don't need to we have no need to go inside. See, some ladies are already getting busy. For our customers, we sell our eggs unwashed. So we gotta to have nice and clean eggs. To be able to do that, you gotta make sure that you have clean nesting boxes. So every other week we replace the bedding. This time we're using whatever you can use, a pine straw, you can use pine needles, hay. In this case we're using some straw, which works just well. You do see golf balls. It's a very common question in most of our posts, and whenever we post about our coop, each nesting box has a golf ball. Hens like to have eggs underneath them while they lay. So this golf ball serves as that. It also shows the new hens where to lay eggs. And the third thing and most important thing, sometimes chickens will peck at the eggs and eat them. Golf balls completely eliminate that issue. Before we put the golf balls in, we had issues with probably a dozen or so eggs getting eaten by the day. And one day, as soon as we put the golf balls, that stopped. So definitely use the golf balls. You can buy ceramic eggs that are in the store. They're like $6 for 2. Or you can buy a dozen golf balls for $6. So we're gonna empty the bedding out, old bedding, right on the grass. Chickens will just scratch it out and then just put a generous amount of new bedding in. You also kind of want to create a little nest there. Golf ball in, and we're all set. 32 more times, and we are done with chicken move. So sun is all the way up, starting to get hot. I'm sweating. Hens are ready to lay. All the nesting boxes are refreshed. Time to let them do their job and leave them in peace. We will be back this afternoon to collect the eggs, and we'll take you along for that ride as well. So see you guys in a minute. Welcome back. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time to collect the eggs and feed the chickens again. As you can see, welcome committee is already ready. As soon as they spot us coming over their way, everybody's excited and on the fence. Sometimes they will be pressing against the fence that hard that it will tramp it over and come out. So we gotta hurry up before they do it. Hi ladies! All right everybody, all right, here we go, move. The biggest challenge now is just to move and get to the feed cart without stepping on anybody's toes. As you can see, all the straw that we dumped out from the nesting boxes, everything is spread out. They're slowly starting to dig the spots where they're dust baiting. The first thing that we're gonna do, oh, where's my water hose? So it's been a hot day today. It was one of the hottest days yet. It was about 94 degrees with really high humidity. Feels like temperatures were hovering around 100 degrees. So all of these waters are fairly hot. So we're just gonna dump the water from this morning and let these refill so they get some fresh cold water and get them fed. As I mentioned this morning, it's a little bit more challenging getting the feed into the troughs when everybody is just waiting on it. Just gotta Move it through, you can't hesitate. This guy right here, that's Kyle. He's our head rooster. Beautiful Australorp. Kind of follows me to each feed trough just to kind of inspect. Here he comes. He stops by and makes sure that I give equal amount to everybody. Right, Kyle? Here we go. All right, let's see what these ladies do today. We have some eggs. I think we have a few. See how nice and clean those eggs are? Everything looks nice and pretty. There are a couple of guineas here that are broody. They want to sit on the eggs. We keep very nice variety of the hens, as you probably already noticed. So different breeds of hens lay different color eggs. Color of the shell does not determine taste of the egg, so it does not matter. It's more of a visual appearance. Let me find some unique colors. So we have some pretty deep bluish green, kind of teal. Then we have nice white eggs. That's this lady right here. She's a leghorn. Then we have Walsummer lady. She lays pretty speckled egg. Like that, has nice speckles on it. All these brown ladies, they lay all different shades of brown. So you have a darker or lighter. Kevin, I forgot to count the eggs. What do we have so far? So that's your fault.
Amateur.
So that we're never gonna know how many eggs we had.
There's 3 right there.
Oh, hey, guinea, hey, guinea, hey, move. That was a surprise attack from a guinea hen, broody guinea. She was laying on this nest. Whoop, again, drop, move, ladies. She's about to get very loud. See how she's, be nice, be nice. You, be nice. I don't think that worked. Oh. So for those of you that question, should we get guineas? I would always say yes. I would always say yes. They will get loud when there is something going on that it's out of the ordinary. For instance, I'm taking the eggs out of their nests. They do not like that. That's why they're alarming this sound. If there's a hawk or coyote passing by, they will start making similar noises. But it's always when there's something strange going on out of the ordinary. Other than that, they're fairly quiet animals. You will definitely see the difference in tick control in your yard with guineas and without guineas. Because since we put the guineas out with our chickens into the eggmobile, we started finding ticks on our dogs, Bella and Trinity. these guineas don't roam around the front yard anymore, and there's ticks there, so that's why we're raising another flock of guineas that we're going to keep on that side of the farm. We get it between 130 to 150 eggs a day from 200 hens. We have what, 12, 13 broody ones now, Kevin?
Yep, I have a dozen.
We have a dozen broody hens. Looks like it was started with one, and there was, every couple days we would find another broody. And the other day we ended up counting, and there was 12 of them, so they are in the jail. Hoping we can snap them out of it. But this looks like a nice bounty. Oh, these are guinea eggs. Here's a guinea egg. Looks very similar to a turkey egg with speckles, much smaller than a chicken egg. Pointy and hard. Almost sounds like a concrete egg. Kevin tasted them, I haven't. Kevin said that it tastes good. All it's left to do now is to finish with their water refills and do the rest of the chores on our farm. But we'll do that without a camera this time. Thank you guys for following along. Hopefully you got some information from this little video, and see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.